Hi, I am Kevin Quigley, and welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. I picked up my first tarot deck in 1982 when I was 12 years old. I spent the summer giving readings to my friends and kind of freaking them out, and then I misplaced it. Maybe 15 years later, I picked up another tarot deck, and I've been reading professionally pretty much since then. Tarot reading for me is about building up a conversation. A conversation not just between myself and my client, but between our higher selves, so that we might bring down some information that might help make us a little bit more conscious and maybe even our lives a little bit better. Hello, everyone. This is Kevin Quigley with Tarot Off the Cuff. I'm here with another reading for you. I've pulled out a deck that I haven't used in quite some time, but it is one that I keep in my bag, and I've got it in my backpack with me everywhere I go. So I like decks that have modern depictions or abstract depictions of human beings. So we're not so stuck in the medieval age. No problems if people love those decks. I love them too. The Osho Zen Tarot is one that I use fairly it was one of my main reading decks for many years. Nowadays I keep it, and it just hasn't gotten chosen by people very often in the past couple of years. It's usually on the table, but when looking at the backs of the decks, for whatever reason, this one hasn't gotten picked up. Okay, so I'm getting last couple of shuffles in here. I've already riffled through it. I'm pretty rough on my decks. Riffling can sometimes be a little loud on camera, so I avoid that. Give me a moment to quiet myself, cut the cards, and pull one. Okay, so in my worn Osho Tarot, I've pulled the Three of Water, or the Three of Cups. One of the things I actually don't like about this deck so much is this giant keywords down here can sometimes overwhelm a client's attention. They're like, oh my gosh, especially if it's a difficult word. And I like to believe that oftentimes the image is really what we need. Number, suit, image. And this gives a little bit too much information. I know people have they've expurgated their deck. They've cut the keywords out, which I've been wanting to do with this deck forever, but it's gotten so worn that the thought of having one clean edge underneath the bottom here is strange. So maybe someday soon I'll buy another copy of this and hack away. I think I might. Okay, so Three of Cups. Humor, giggling. That's what comes to my mind here, is using humor in readings. I know a lot of readers, and in fact, quite a few on this channel are extremely funny people. We're good talkers. Tarot readers are naturally good conversationalists with other people, and we're usually quite smart. So those things, and we've actually been through ringers in our lives. We've been through things that hurt, right? We've gone through problems and pains. And those qualities oftentimes are what combine to make someone funny. Can you always use humor in a reading? Here's a question. My soul wants to say yes. But, right? So you've got to be practical and careful, because a lot of times we'll draw someone to us for a reading that's in active, current pain. And you don't want to just open up with jokes. You don't want to make light of their pain. None of these things should be happening. However, joy is important, right? And giggling and laughing and making jokes matters. Like it's a thing that makes life worth living. So I'm going to go so far as to say, while you don't necessarily have to keep all of your readings light and fluffy, I don't think that's true at all. I mean, I'm a Scorpio, right? But you don't also have to just give over and give into the shadow. And in fact, the humor is something that can often give us the strength or give us the resilience that we need to push through or to move through some difficult times, or even to let go of some of the pains or the wounds that we've experienced in our lives. So where do we start off with that? I'm not a joke teller. Like I'm not so good with like a blank, and a blank, walk into a bar. But if you are, having a couple of those in your back pocket for just pulling out during readings is a great idea. If somebody sits down and they're giggling and laughing and in high spirits when they sit down, even if it has some chagrin in it, stepping out with that, pulling something like that out of your back pocket, not a bad idea. because I'm not a joke teller, one of the things I might sometimes do is even ask. I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're in a good mood. So glad to see that. What just happened?" Or like, "Where's the source of that?" Sometimes you'll get a good story. Sometimes you won't, right? So you have to also make somebody feel like you're not prying. But that can sometimes be a really nice icebreaker, a way to bridge the gap between somebody that you haven't met at all, complete stranger sitting down at your table, and you as this sometimes intimidating mystic, right? Especially like doing fair readings and things like that, where, at least in my experience, I almost never read for somebody that I know at a fair. Although it has happened. It's like, oh, hi, and they said, yeah, I saw that you were reading, right? And then there's a way to giggle right there, right? At the recognition. Okay, so that's one. Another is you can find absurdity anywhere. There are situations that are absurd. Recognizing those things as absurd, like, oh my gosh, can you believe this has happened for the fourth time to you in what? How many years did you say? 3 years? This weird situation has hit you 4 times. Let's take a look at that. You know what? In fact, as we're doing it, maybe let's draw a card for each one as to why did it show up? What's the lesson? What does it have to learn you, to teach you, learn you in like a southern way of using the word. I'll learn you. Then another is the release from tension is a good one. So recently did a reading, and I have permission to talk about this one, but I'll do it in very vague terms, where I was reading for somebody who stepped away from a relationship relatively recently, and they've just moved into the place where they're able to sort of compartmentalize or sort of put away a lot of the pain. They've been able to forgive themselves for making all the dumb choices that way and all of that, and they've gotten to a space where now they're able to look forward. Where do I want to go? Where can I go now, right? We were able to speak in terms of appreciation for the trial, for the difficulty of the relationship, for how hard that was, and to laugh that the stress and the tension and the worry and the fighting and all of that were finally gone. The release of tension, or the relaxation of tension, is deserves some joy around it. Oh my, it's what's the song from The Wizard of Oz, right? Ding dong, the witch is dead. What a horrifying first line, but it's done with a sense of dancing and joy going on, right? There's something really beautiful about that moment for the individuals singing that song. And then in the story itself, we've got Dorothy who's there, and first of all, she did the killing accidentally, but she did it, and then she doesn't understand the situation at all, so she's seeing this as an outsider from a very different perspective. What a complex and complicated scene that is, that she's done something that probably fills her with regret, remorse, fear, self-judgment, recrimination, all of these things, and it appears that that horrible thing, ostensibly, that she did has given a cause to celebrate to all of these people. Now let's go on to sort of champion level giggling. Gratitude, in particular, is a piece of my personal spiritual practice, is to strive, and I don't always succeed at this, but there have been quite a few times, and I feel like over the decades I'm getting better and better. There have been times when I've been right in the middle of a difficult situation. Oh, I didn't get the job that I really was hoping would head in my direction, that kind of a thing. And I've been able to find myself some gratitude, the grace to have gratitude, to draw gratitude down within me, even though I did not get the thing that I wanted. Even though something went badly. Boy, is that an interesting moment. It allows one, how do I want to put this, to almost skip away from the trauma that one would otherwise experience if you got all wrapped up in the, oh, damn it, why did this happen to me? The woe is me thing, right? I feel like the reaction that we choose to have in those moments is not just real, but vital. And if we can practice feeling gratitude, even when things didn't go our way, even when there's pain, even when there's physical pain. There's a wonderful Huang Tzu story about a man that is so sick that he's folded up on himself and his body is cramped and he's in so much pain, but he's giggling and his friend cannot understand why. And his basic response is look at what the universe has made of me, but I'm still here and I'm still conscious and I can still have this experience. And isn't that funny? Oh, and in fact, now that I even think of it, I wrote a song about that, but I never connected the two until I've done this video and started talking about it. I'm writing my way through the tarot deck, through the major arcana right now, and it's been more than 10 years, where I'm writing a song for each major arcana card. And my song for Temperance was written quite a while ago now. I want to say 2012 or 13. And it's called Mixing Sunshine with the Rain. If you look me up on SoundCloud, you can listen to the song. Maybe I'll put a link down below if you want to check it out. But there's a couple of moments in there where I say, my God thinks this is funny. And he mixes the beautiful sunshine, the light that we need with the rain, maybe the stuff that makes us feel a little dreary, on purpose, because not just because that's this being sense of humor, but it's also one of the ways with which we can teach people, we can teach ourselves that even when things get difficult, it's still okay. It's okay. All right, so that is my take on the Osho Zen 3 of water for today. Celebration, there's the keyword. Well, I am Kevin Quigley, and you have been watching Tarot Off the Cuff. Thanks so much. So long. Hi, thanks for watching. This is Kevin Quigley with Tarot Off the Cuff. If you can take a second, click the subscribe button down below. That'll let you know when a new video is posted and you might want to jump over and watch it. If you hit the thumbs up for the videos that you really like, that will help spread the word so new people will find Tarot Off the Cuff in their feed, and that helps the channel grow. That would be great. And if you got a question or a comment, positive or negative, whether you agree or disagree, or if you want to add information or your own take on a particular card or a particular topic, put a comment down below. We would love to hear from you. Thanks so much.